Well, we asked you in the Facebook group, what progress were you able to achieve this year? About anything, health, money, career, family, life. Rach Kroon from This Is Property, welcome to this episode.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's wild because this time of year, this drops on the 30th of December, Tuesday the 30th. We don't know what happens. This time of the year, it's like this Bermuda Triangle of time. If we've got time off, we don't know what day it is, what time it is.
We're still eating Christmas food.
We're staying up late, we're sleeping in. Actually, when you default to holiday mode, what's your natural cadence? So mine is, I hate going to bed and I hate getting up. So I'll stay up like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. watching stuff and then just sleep. I'll revert back to the 15-year-old Glen, like night owl.
At 8:30, I'm asleep.
Even in holiday mode?
Even in holiday mode, because I like to get up early.
Right. Interesting. Well, if you are new to what we're doing here and you want to join the Facebook group, make sure when you join the Facebook group and it says, where did you hear about the group, put that you heard Glen and Rach on episode 852, for example, and we'll know that you're not spam. Anyway, bit of a light-hearted episode for this time of the year, but it's all about our listeners, our members of the M3 community. Let's get into it right now. Before we get into it, this show is general advice only, and I've got a license to provide that advice. Full details can be found in the show notes. I'm a former financial advisor. Now I do the Money, Money, Money podcast. If you're a regular here, we call it M3, and we do a podcast called Retire Right. I've got a book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, is available wherever good books are sold. There's a link in the show notes if you want to turn up your investing to 11 or if you're just getting started. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, we're trying to put a bit more effort into our YouTube so it's a bit more visually appealing. Everything that we read today will be also on the screen so you can follow along. This episode is brought to you by Sphere Home Loans, and I think they're mentioned throughout the progress stuff for this year that people have achieved. But let's start with, and I haven't actually read any of these. I was just copying and pasting from the Facebook group.
I was reading a few when I had my breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I did see that you were like, oh, I'm so proud. So I think we're just going to read them and give our listeners a shout out, and hopefully if you're listening to this, it can be some encouragement. Do you want to read Olga?
Yeah, Olga sold our house through separation, paid off all of my debts and put aside an emergency fund, brought a home on my own as a single parent. It's been a huge year of wins.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is amazing, Olga.
Lucabella. That's a beautiful name.
It's beautiful.
If only I knew how to pronounce it. Lucabella. We sold our investment property, moved out of our one-bedroom apartment that we owned and bought a house further out of Melbourne than we were, but against all family pressure to stay close. We got the space we wanted for our daughter, new jobs, pay rises. I've been an addictive spender my whole life. Wow. I started in March small, no spend days. It finally changed my mindset. I'm so proud of myself, and because of me fixing my spending, we were comfortable to pay our mortgage, our bills, and can save for things we want. A very special year for us.
That's great.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I like the no spend days.
Yeah, and I think it's that incremental, just work on the little stuff and implement it and change.
Yeah.
Because if Lucabella woke up and was like, I'm going to change the world and start saving $1,000 a month, it's not going to last and it's going to be harder.
Yeah. Morgan says, sold our first home and moved to our dream location to live, all while I was heavily pregnant and 1 month before our second child was born. Extremely challenging, but so thankful to be living in our new home with my 2 healthy children and my husband.
Yeah, wow. All happens at once, doesn't it?
Yeah, goals.
Love it. Tara bought our first home and I successfully completed a master's degree. So well done, Tara.
Hugh says, bought our first home under home guarantee scheme 12 months ago, about to refinance and release a fair amount of equity to invest. Now it's the property versus share dilemma.
Ooh. It's funny because it is still possible to buy your first home, and even Olga bought the first home as a single parent, but there has to be some type of sacrifice along the way. That's a common theme that we see in everyone when they put these wins up. All right, let's have a look. The passionate pineapple. After investing a small amount in ETFs last year and withdrawing it a few months later, I finally got invested and stayed invested. Amen. In the same ETF this year. I feel proud that my financial education has led me to this, and I intend to keep adding to it, both my education and the investment. And that's an interesting one because particularly, the quick start guide to investing, when we talk about investing, it's actually really easy to get invested. It's easy to invest. The challenge is staying invested. And a lot of that comes down to having a good spending and cash flow in place. It comes down to having an emergency fund, some structure and system. And yeah, good on you, passionate pineapple.
Laura, age 43 and husband 49, we have paid off our mortgage this year, so no debt. Been consistently salary sacrificing into super, and we now have $760,000.
Wow, save some super for the rest of us. That's so wild.
I read that as I had my first sip of coffee this morning. It was great.
Jeez. And I read it as you were reading. I was like, far out. I mean, money's not their problem anymore. So I would encourage Laura, you guys are absolutely crushing it. I'm really good at spending other people's money. Can you take the foot off the gas a little bit and maybe start to live a little bit? Because also do what you want. Amy, regular in the group. I always see your name, Amy. Bought our first investment property with a buyer's advocate. Oh, awesome. Thanks to John and Kimberly at Envisage. Started at a gym to get my health back on track. Lost 16 kilos so far. Amazing. Started a long-awaited renovation and added a few more grey hairs in the process. So congratulations.
Big goals.
That's so awesome.
Danya, we achieved a fully funded 3-month of income emergency fund. It took 2 years to achieve, but we got there. We've been paying a bit extra each week onto our mortgage, and this year we got to look at it and it was just over $4,000 that we've paid.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
And that just compounds.
It does. And the habit's there.
Yeah. I love this. Daniela. Met my savings goal. Love it. Booked a holiday next year and got my droopy eye fixed. Wow, a bit of elective surgery.
Well done.
Got my savings goal sorted and now I'm going to go and spend it. But that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Yes.
Save and spend. And before we read the next one, for those, watching this and seeing everyone's results, get encouraged, get inspired. Next week, I think we're dropping a goal episode, but just really start to think about how you can, be on this list next year and be proud of something, because you're part of this group, you're part of this podcast if you're listening to this stuff. So why not pick some type of goal and get after it?
Nick says, went from a ton of consumer debt to owning our first home. Seemed impossible 6 months ago. Third baby also due any day now. And we actually have some money prepared for this. Withdrew some money from our super to get dental work done last year and have managed to recoup all of that. Plus, after gearing the super the right way, not running on the default option.
Yeah, love it. And that's my diagram of some dental work being done. Smiley face.
That drawing looks like it needs some more dental work.
It does need some more dental work. Callum, almost halfway debt-free. Awesome.
Well
love
done.
it. Well done, Nick, as well, on collecting children and, doing all that stuff, doing the dental work. Hey, Callum, almost halfway debt-free. That's amazing. And I really want to encourage you, or anyone trying to get out of debt, keep focused and have a plan and schedule it all out. And you will probably find you'll get out of debt faster than what your written plan and schedule is if you lock in and get focused on that. Sue needed to use income protection for over 12 months of sickness. Oh my gosh. Don't skip your foundations. I'm so thankful I did all those years ago. I lashed income protection into my super contributions. I lashed? I don't know if that makes sense, but whatever. Could be a typo, could be me. Without it, I'd probably have lost more than my health. Again, everyone, set up your foundations. They are very important because when the worst case happens, you want to make sure you're not screwed. And hopefully, Sue, you're getting back to health. And thank you so much. And yeah, on to next year.
Well done. Christy wrote, got back into the property market in March as a single parent. Using a buyer's agent at my price point was considered risky by pretty much everyone. Brought under what it was worth anyway. Just had a desktop valuation done and it's come back at around a 74% LVR, down from a 90%.
Dooly.
A 16% LVR drop in roughly 9 months. It doesn't sit right with me that the market is this crazy at the moment and locking people out, but I'll take the win. Thanks for your home loans.
Yeah, and thank you to Sphere Home Loans for supporting people like Christy. I just underlined that risky by pretty much everybody. We talked in the episode that's up in January next month on goals, and there was this parallel there about you got to be careful. Actually, it might have been last week. Whatever, we did it. We talked about people talking you out of stuff because they're not at that level of risk that you're comfortable with. So, yeah, amazing. Francis, today I had the graduation ceremony for my PhD. Also, the same week as I submitted my final thesis revisions. I'm settled on and moved into my own home. Amazing. And all 3 of my kids are still alive and still like me. So that's amazing. I mean, this is so crazy. I look at people with families and, first or single parents buying homes, families doing PhD with 3 kids. I'm a piece of dirt compared to the capacity that these people have.
A PhD is phenomenal. Well done.
Yeah, it's wild. Brave Peacock.
I was going to say, did I get the right? Brave Peacock. Quit my full-time job to pursue my business. Exactly what I needed to do and have seen great growth in the business. Also paid $25,000 extra off a personal loan and only have $2,500 remaining. It's
amazing. Good on you. Quit my full-time job. That's just, you take risks. Hopefully you get rewarded. Yeah. But we know one thing in life and money and all that stuff, the higher risk, the higher reward, but it's not the higher chance of being rewarded.
Yeah.
So that's what we really need to understand. But we need to also understand that to make big rewards and get big rewards, they will require risk that are out of the ordinary.
And to leave your full-time job while you still had that personal loan there, that's, really brave.
Isabella lost 20 kilos early in the year, amazing, and started up in the gym a few months ago to build muscle. And now I'm proudly leg pressing 130 kilos, amazing. Deadlifting 75 kilos, wild. Chest pressing 40 kilos, I've never felt better. Awesome. So crushing it with the health, Isabella. Career, worked towards my dream role and received a 40% pay rise. That's wild and gnarly. Family, we got our first puppy who just turned 1 last week. Congratulations. A little furball really completed our family. Money, refinanced on our mortgage, a better rate and reduction of term. That's good. Has freed up some extra discretionary spending and savings, which is fab. Pretty crazy that they adjusted the term, reduction of term. They must have been on a higher rate to reduce the term, reduce the interest rate and still have more money.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Maybe they were on a really high rate.
Yeah, maybe it was an old fourth-tier lender. Or
well done.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Natalie, I started a new business.
Natalia, actually.
Sorry, Natalia.
Like, oh, no, I can read there from there.
I'm sure you made the font smaller as we went along.
It might be, yeah.
Natalia said, I started a new business that is growing bit by bit.
Amazing. Alicia, finally landed my dream job after 5 years of rejected applications. You know what?
That's huge.
That is like, I'm drawing a special stars and another love heart for Alicia, because how many times would have she been discouraged, the feeling of rejection, and now she looks back and it was worth it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had commitment, we've had tenacity, we've had resilience, we've had, I mean, that's crazy. 5 years of grinding, and well done.
I really want to know what the job is.
Yeah. Can you reply, Alicia,
Please.
to the job and just tag myself and Rach?
Shannon says, finally free of daycare fees as a child heading off to school, except reset the clock by having much wanted, very loved second baby.
Oh, gosh.
Guess it's a 2030 goal now.
How funny.
I know.
It's like I've just saved up, met my money goal. Now I'm going to spend it on holidays. We've worked hard, got rid of daycare fees, and now we're going to do it again. But
At least you're not doing 2 daycare at the same time.
Right.
Because that can be really hard.
Dominique, left my job, started an account-based pension, booked an overseas trip for 2026, and I can now do 4 consecutive pull-ups. Awesome. Also paid half of my son's exorbitant HEX debt. That's cool. So Dominique's over 60, I would imagine.
And 4 pull-ups.
Yeah.
I cannot do a pull-up.
Giddy up. Lovely peacock.
We've become net worth millionaires this year.
Giddy up.
Sounds pretty exciting, but nothing really changed for us. We just want to keep following the planned strategy. Also changed jobs, went into lower pay, but more satisfying, healthy.
That takes a lot of guts to turn down money to get a role that gives more satisfaction, even, if that's the word.
Yeah, and there's a financial position you're in probably gave you that, I guess, that courage too, which helps.
Yeah, it does help, actually, when you've got $1 million of
Yeah.
money on paper. All right, stunning chestnut. Paid out my car loan. Awesome. Salary sacrificed into super for the first time. Amazing. Put $25K into Vanguard. Crushing it. Put $5K into an emergency fund, having to dip into it twice for insurance claims. Quit a pretty toxic job knowing that I have a safety net for a period of time. That's awesome.
So good. Stephanie said, thanks for this post, Glen. I've been really struggling lately, and now I'm thinking about what I have achieved this year, and it's actually all very positive overall.
Wow. Well, Stephanie, you're welcome, and you can thank Jess Knaus because she thought of doing this. Meenal had our second baby. Wow. And survived as a family of 4. Congratulations.
Well done.
Love that. We'll take a break and we'll be back right after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. But if you want guidance tailored to your situation, head to moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help. We'll connect you with one of our trusted professionals, financial advisors and mortgage brokers, who work with people right across Australia. No matter where you are, they can help. Now, before we get back to the show, a quick reminder to protect your financial life. That means having income protection sorted. It means having death cover if there's any debt or dependents relying on you. It means getting your personal insurance in order. Most people insure their car, they insure their house, but what about themselves? Sky Wealth, who support this podcast, are specialist financial advisors who can help you get the right cover in place. Their advice is often more comprehensive and better value than going direct through your super. Book a complimentary 15-minute chat at sky.com.au. That's skye.com.au, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Okay, we are back. If you want to turn up this year and you want a bit more encouragement, I've got a free online course called the Glen James Reset, and I just go through, there's a series of videos, there's downloadable workbooks. It's called the Glen James Reset. There could be tools to, Gantt stuff out, checklists, tables, awesome encouragement. So there's that. And if you want to get into investing this year, our book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, I'll probably stop pumping it soon, but we did win the 2025 Book of the Year for the Australian Business Awards and the 2025 overall personal finance category as well. So, and if you have bought that, guys, and you have enjoyed it, would you mind jumping, if you did buy it on Amazon, jump on and give us a review. It would be really appreciated. So the Glen James Reset, make it your thing this year and, get investing.
December 30, perfect timing to get onto that reset.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
So got to do it. All right. What do we got? Natalie. I completed my Cert 3 in education-based support in 9 months. Awesome. Which will allow me to work as a teacher's aide. We paid extra on our mortgage and are loving the process we've made. Awesome. Well done, Natalie.
Ali brought first home, went back to start a post-grad certificate, now halfway. Insurance sorted. Thanks, Glen, John, and Sky Wealth.
Awesome. Love it. Samantha. I left a workplace where I was miserable. Didn't know she worked at your place. Nah, joking. That was miserable, which had a toxic culture. Now in a job that suits my skills perfectly and is super friendly and relaxed atmosphere with everyone, where everyone can be themselves. That, if you are not happy with your current working environment, please at least try and move the needle and make a change. Look online, see if there's any jobs in your industry. You can be in the same industry and have a different job. Just do some small gradual things to start to position yourself to leave, because it's not worth it. The amount of time that we spend at work, if you do not like your job, we need to change something, because I want you to be happy. I want you to be not hating life. So this year could be the year for you to, change jobs.
Yeah, well done. Is it?
Productivity links.
Productive links.
Productive links.
I salary sacrifice super each fortnight for the full year. First time ever.
Wow.
Well done. Paid $6,000 into Vanguard account monthly after tax. Took my first holiday overseas in 6 years, way too long between rodeos, and came to the conclusion that I have been playing life too conservative and need to change. And as part of that,
There's a circle I keep.
There's a circle I keep. So looking forward to 2026 and shaking things up.
Yeah. That's it. If you don't like something, change it.
And the circle you keep is so important.
Yeah. Totally. Serena. Oh, Serena Asparagus. These random names are wild. Zero interest in my job. Is that something we've achieved this year? Just added more to super, got rid of an investment property on a 6-figure income and live pay to pay. All right. We'll take that as a comment.
Goals.
Hashtag goals. Get a job that you like.
Oh, it's hard when you're on 6 figures though, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Make change. Michael finally had the conversation with my doctor that I need help with my weight, because I was struggling to do it on my own. I also finally had to do something about my sleep apnea. Got onto Manjaro, which has helped with the food noise and emotional eating I struggled with, and also back at the gym, and now 12 kilos down and counting.
Wow.
I feel like I'm making progress. They took a bit to identify that I need to take my health seriously. Also sleeping better finally. I also have been able to get quite a sizable portfolio of ETFs and making regular investments, and I want to get more financially comfortable.
Awesome.
Amazing work.
It's good when you've find something in your life that you want to crack and you can get through it, and around that food noise and emotional eating. I think this is the last two. You can read this long one.
Okay, you've got it in a font that I can read now. It's amazing. Mans, oh mans, this year I made some really important decisions for my future, both practically and personally. I organised my insurances through Sky Wealth, commenced a binding financial agreement as my partner was moving in and increased my superannuation contributions to 20%. I also made improvements I wanted to my home. While they came off the back of a stressful insurance claim, I chose to invest in doing the upgrades properly while the tradies were already there, turning a difficult situation into something positive and lasting. On a personal level, I committed to my health by getting to the gym at least 4 days a week and lost 6 kilos.
Yay.
And just as importantly, I made conscious space for the things that make me feel like myself, my hobbies, my relationships, and the people who matter most. Whilst my account took a hit, I'm proud of what I achieved this year. Well done.
That's awesome, man.
That's huge. I'm really proud of you getting a binding financial agreement.
Peter, I was able to clean up the last bit of small credit card debt and put all money each pay into different buckets, saving, investing, bills, and a food fund account. After spending 12 months studying to start a new career, I found an entry-level job in his chosen field and have worked almost every Saturday / some Sundays to top up the pay to get ahead of the bills. So good on you, Peter. It's so great. I love when I see people put their career front and center to make it as a priority.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it is the main thing that will generate your wealth. And if you're unhappy at your job, a lot of other stuff will suffer. You'll go home and be angry. You'll be stressed. You'll have no motivation. Yeah, these are all great. So my encouragement to everyone will be, what do you want, this next year to look like? And if you've got this week off, if you're listening to this live between Christmas and New Year, can you start to have a bit of a dreaming session? Get a pen and paper, go down to the beach or the dam or the lake or, I don't know, the fountain at the shopping centre. Just spend some time alone or with your partner and have a bit of a, what do we want our life to look like this year? What are the things that are annoying the snot out of us? How do we alleviate that so then we can go and try and have a better year? Now, just in finishing, I did want to take this time to thank my team and some people. So I'll put this slide up, and this is just more to help me remember. This was the ribbon cutting ceremony at the studio here. But I'd like to thank the whole team, Jess, Rach, Sean, Josh, Ryan, my nephews, thanks for being here. Pidge, yourself, Rach, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And Vince Scully, just to name a few of the thank yous. Vince is actually now the host of the This Is Investing podcast. So he's doing an 11-part series of investing, and investing in shares is a foundational series. So if you go and have a subscribe, if you want to really geek out on investing in shares, portfolios and all that, you can check out This Is Investing.
He's such an interesting guy to listen to.
Oh, he knows everything. It's wild. But this next slide, if you are seeing it on YouTube, I put this up. The studio name here is, and we launched it as Thaden Ridge. So Thaden Ridge Studio. The logo that you see has our different brand colours. This was a derivative of a town in England called Thaden Boyce Village. And when I was there earlier in the year, I went to this church where my strand or branch of James's got married in 1777, and I'm just like, I want this building and this studio to be something meaningful. So that's why I stole the name Thaden, put Ridge because we're on a bit of a ridge here. And the reason I just got this slide up just to thank some of our partners for this year that are on this banner from the opening that's now in the office upstairs. So thank you to Sphere Home Loans. Thank you, Rach. Thanks to Vince at Life Sherpa, James Millard from Sufficient Funds, Scott, Alex and Daniel at Tallerwood Wealth Advice, John Pidge and the team at Envisage Property, Phil and the team at Sky Wealth for all the insurances and whatnot. Finext, Josh and the team over in Perth, mortgage brokers over there. Everest Wealth, they've got financial advice all around Australia. Solvair Wealth, John's team. Financial Edge Group, Martin's team. Next Move Home Loans, Tim, he's up on the mid-north coast. And Atlas Wealth Group for any expats. But yeah, I just wanted to thank our team, all our partners, but most importantly, I want to thank the listeners and everyone who's swung into an episode this year. You've been in the Facebook group, you've purchased any of our books, listened to an ad, been encouraged. This is such an ecosystem, everything that we do here, and it doesn't work without the other parts of the ecosystem. And also thanks, Rach, for jumping in on This Is Property this year. And
so exciting.
Thanks to Emily Wallace for all the hard hours that she put in over the years as well. But yeah, I just wanted to end the year with some thank yous to the whole team, our listeners, all our partners, and everyone in the ecosystem, the team at Acast who helped sell our ads. And there will be people I've missed. Nathan Fradley from Nathan Bradley Advice for helping with Retire Right. And we'll leave it there. Any other parting words, Rach?
Yeah, I just want to say, just following up from that post you did today, which I thought was amazing, where everyone shared their wins. I have been lucky enough to speak to so many listeners this year and heard about their journey, not just of buying their first home, but that especially the ones that have been listening for 5 to 7 years and have followed the whole foundations through and have the spending plan and put it all in place. And on behalf of everyone, I want to thank you because It was pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. That's what I mean. I just want to help people and, because there's only so much I can only really encourage people because I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not up to speed on every financial strategy, but I can encourage people to be dialed into their money and let's have a bit of fun along the way. So
amazing.
Thanks, friends. And what are you doing New Year's?
We are going to have a quiet New Year's this year.
Yeah, awesome.
What are you doing?
I don't know. No, I have no idea at this current time of recording.
Whatever you're doing, have a lovely New Year.
I might get the boat out with some friends. We'll see what happens. Bye.
Bye.
Any advice is general financial advice only, which does not take into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs. Because of that, you should consider if the advice is appropriate to you and your needs before acting on the information. If you do choose to buy a financial product, read the Product Disclosure Statement, PDS, and Target Market Determination, TMD, and obtain appropriate financial advice tailored to your needs. Simo Interactive Pty Ltd, the publisher of this podcast, and Glen James are authorised representatives of Money Sherpa Pty Ltd, which holds financial services license 451289. Opinions or comments from any guests on the podcast are theirs and not those of the host or the publisher or their respective license holders.